Coming up this week, a small fire at the PCH Grill causes traffic delays at the Disneyland Resort, but no effect on the food. Rain forces the closure of 2 Southern California amusement parks, and the Disneyland goats find their forever home. Plus later, Mary Jo continues her Day 6 beach adventure. All that coming up next. From points across California, you're listening to the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition, episode 539 for the week of January 10th, 2016. The Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, helping you plan the perfect Disneyland vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Tom Bell, and I'm joined by my good friends Nancy Johnson.
Hey!
Mary Jo Willie.
Hello.
Michael Bowling.
Hey there, hi there, ho there from Disneyland.
There you go. And Luella Loriola.
Hi, everyone.
So, today was the day that everyone who was anyone made their pilgrimage to Disneyland. Except for me. I was there yesterday.
And it was pretty much everyone there.
Yeah, was it packed?
Yes.
It was
Jeez.
every single pass holder.
Yeah.
I'm sure a million of them.
It took me, I got there at 9:30. I got off of the freeway at 9:30. It took me an hour to get to the Esplanade.
Wow.
Because it took so long to get through the parking structure. And I'm pretty lucky in that I usually get on the first tram. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty much getting into the first tram that I get to.
Right.
I get on.
Yeah.
Cause I'm usually by myself.
Right, exactly.
But so it was the traffic. And then as I left around 3:30 this afternoon. What do you call that? When you have 2 or more people? The HOV lane that goes into Disneyland, the bridge that goes into the Disneyland Drive was backed up. There were so many people backed up who were still coming to the parks. And I was thinking, by the time you guys get to Disneyland, Rivers of America is going to be closed because it's dusk. The flag retreat ceremony is happening as I think it was almost 4:00 when I was leaving. Because I know that the flag retreat ceremony was already happening.
Probably, I think, yesterday. Yesterday.
Well, I was watching all you guys from my deathbed this weekend.
Oh.
I was out for the last few days. I was even out of work for the last few days, homesick with a cough. So between sleeping, I was watching Mary Jo Periscope like a crazy person.
So just
I didn't see you on there.
No, I'm not on your Periscope. But that feeds in your Facebook, though.
That's right.
So I don't actually watch you, but I know that you're doing it because you just are doing that because it's your new toy.
It's fun. I love the feedback that I get from people who are asking questions and everything. It's fun sharing. Today I was going all over Main Street singing, I like this window and I like this window. So
see, that's the advantage you guys have over when I go, because if I try and do that stuff, my husband looks at me with like dagger eyes, and my kids are like, "Mom, come on, we're not working." They yell whenever I like want to go in the stores and look at stuff for the show and things like that. I get yelled at. It's like, dang.
Well,
so,
it's something you have to do when you're by yourself, not when you're with children. Yeah,
and unfortunately, that doesn't happen very much anymore.
Yeah, I
Give
really
it a few years, Nancy. It will.
I enjoy.
I know. Once they don't love me and they want nothing to do with me because they're that age.
Yes, it's called age 11.
Now it's the anytime I come down to the parks, Lily has to go with me. I'm not allowed to go down by myself unless I sneak out to go meet Mary Jo or something, which hasn't been able to happen in a while.
But our granddaughter loved she called them the magic windows in the Emporium. We must have looked at them 3 different times. And watch.
They have a new one, right, Michael? Do you
talk about the new one? Talk about the new one. I haven't seen it yet.
Is that the Toy Story one?
No.
Okay, because that's broken.
Aladdin.
Aladdin we saw. Yeah, that one is probably one of the most elaborate of all of them. So,
what does it do?
It starts out where the carpet is trying to keep Abu from grabbing that big jewel, and Aladdin then rises up. And he sort of rubs, the lamp is on a little pedestal, and Aladdin rises up behind it and rubs the lamp. And then, the Cave of Wonders, closes and everything sort of goes dark. And then, when you come up, a new scene just slowly starts to rise up, and you see Aladdin in the background, and smoke and lights and all that start coming out of the lamp, and then even more smoke starts coming out, and then the huge genie rises up, and then suddenly all this gold, piles and piles of golden treasures starts rising up on multiple levels, and then finally Abu rises up holding the jewel in his hand.
Oh, cute.
So, yeah, and also Jafar looks inside a couple of times with Iago before the Cave of Wonder, closes.
It's really cool.
It's very well done.
Mm-hmm.
The scene changes are amazing. The detail. I mean, that whole scene changes. It's like you're watching a movie.
Yeah. They're all very clever. So, and they seem to repair them fairly quickly when they go down and all that, which is nice.
So, just as a reminder we're recording on Sunday, so Monday, today was the final day for Phantasmic, the Davy Crockett Explorer canoes, the Mark Twain, the sailing ship Columbia, for at least a year.
Tom Sawyer's Island.
Thank you. I knew I was going to miss one.
Jungle Cruise goes down.
Jungle Cruise goes down for a while. Haunted Mansion goes down for a while.
Disneyland Railroad
goes down for at least a year.
Utopia is going down.
For an unspecified period. Let's see. And then, of course, today was the last day for the Big Thunder Ranch, Petting Zoo, and Barbecue. And also the last day for
Moment
Aladdin.
of silence.
I know, right?
Moment of silence.
And the last day for Aladdin. So, ever.
Yeah, I had read, when I was at the parks, I had read around 10 a.m. I think people were already in line for the 6:30 p.m. Aladdin show.
It was crazy.
Passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lines there.
I'll put a link in the show notes page for our rehab page on the Diz. I keep that up. I check every once or twice a week. Some sites are posting dates when the things are coming back, but I am not sure that those are correct. I can't verify them, so I'm not going to post them. Because they're like April 2nd, which is the beginning of the next fiscal quarter, and sometimes Disney just throws those dates on there to have a date on there. And so if I'm not positive, I'm going to keep it as unknown, because I would rather not have the information on there than be wrong. So let's see what else we want to talk about. Oh, the Daily Fix. Have you been listening or watching the Daily Fix? That is our new daily video show on the Diz. You can find it at www.info.com/dailyfix every morning at 9 a.m. Pacific. That will features news from across the Disney platforms. Just a little bit of what's going on the boards, any new articles and blogs and things, plus any news of the day and anything that's trending. So
it's a nice synopsis of things happening.
Yep, exactly. So be sure to check that out. It's on YouTube, and it's on the www.info.com/dailyfix. So please be sure to check that out. And gotta say hello to our friends listening live on Mixlr. If you want to listen live, our new schedule this year is we are streaming live Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming both our new show and our segment for the week. So we would love to have you in our chat room, chatting with other folks and listening live. So it's a lot of fun, and it's great feedback for us. Instant feedback, so it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else?
I love the interaction with our friends in Mixlr, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up, Luella was mentioning before the show that the marathon is this weekend, right?
Yes,
it's the Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars Half Marathon weekend.
Okay.
Starts,
so that's going to be another busy weekend.
Another busy weekend, although I don't know of many locals will stay in the park.
Okay.
Probably they'll run it and go home because there's so many things that are closed. But there are a lot of people that come out of town, so it's a little sad. There's a lot of stuff that they won't be able to see. But it's going to be a fun weekend. It starts January 14. That's the first day of the expo. And then Friday's the 5K, Saturday's the 10K, and then Sunday's the half.
And how do the runners feel about the new no costume policy?
Oh my goodness!
Just announced.
I will say for myself, me and my running buddies, we were going to be Jedi Knights, and we had Jedi capes, and we received the email that stated all the changes with the costume, and it said right there, one of the first ones, nothing that can conceal a weapon. Parentheses Jedi robes.
Jedi robes.
So you're running naked? Is that it?
The Walt Disney World Half Marathon, or the marathon, is this weekend currently, and was looking at all the different people posting their costumes that had to either leave some of their costumes in their rooms or it was approved. So it looks like, this will be a big test because it'll be Disneyland's first time with the new costume rules. I'll see what will be approved and not. But we did change our costume because we just don't want to risk anything. And
so do we have to wait, or are you going to tell us what it is?
We're hoping we can be lightsabers, some version of a lightsaber, but we don't know if we can make it. So in the end, if it doesn't work out, we'll wear the T-shirt that they give us when we check in. But I'm hoping one of the joys of running Run Disney is all the wonderful costumes, and so I'm hoping it doesn't just get all eliminated, because that was one of the fun things why we were willing to spend a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like they were allowing a lot of like the Disney bounding style ones, and they were definitely allowing a lot of tutus at Walt Disney World because we saw plenty of those in pictures from everybody this weekend.
Yeah, I think this whole thing is about concealing a weapon. That seemed to be the theme.
Tutus are allowed, and Tinkerbell wings are allowed if they are clear. So you'll see a lot of those.
Yeah. So, but it's
if they won't bump other people.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's fun. It's going to be the second year for the Star Wars half, and since they have purchased this franchise, and the movie just came out, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm volunteering this weekend, and I'm looking forward to the races.
Very cool. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the other Dis Unplugged shows. Michael, it's January, so Connecting with Walt is back.
It is. Yeah. The reason I was in, we failed to mention last week, that the reason I was
last week was kind of weird.
Yeah. I was in Disney World last week because I was on the Tuesday show, the Disney World show in Orlando. So if you haven't watched it, be sure you watch it and you'll see what I look like. And then the exciting thing is that Craig and I recorded episode 6 of Connecting with Walt live. Well, not live, but in the same room. We were alive when we did it. In the same room. And so that was a lot of fun for us. We've never done that before. So episode 6 went up last Friday, Connecting with Walt. And there we talk about Walt and Roy's sort of tumultuous devotion to each other that allowed them to create an empire. And I think we're going to find out, it wasn't all Walt. Roy had a tremendous amount to do with, creating the magic. And so so if you don't know anything about Roy, you're going to know Roy really well by the end of the episode. This Friday's episode is episode 7, Pursuing the Dream Without the Dreamer. And we are going to talk about how did the Disney World project move forward when the man whose idea it was no longer there, especially because most of the people left to carry on the project had never even been inside WED, where all the plans were being made. And so we're going to talk about that and how it affected the project. There's probably one glaring way that we do know the project was affected, because there's no City of Tomorrow sitting in Florida. And then the episode 8 is Up the Creek, we're going to be talking about the Reedy Creek Improvement District. What does that mean? What is it? We hear Pete on the Disney World show talk about it every once in a while. We're going to talk about what that meant and why it was critical to forming that improvement district in order to build the Disney World, the Florida project that Walt envisioned. And finally, on the last episode, we're doing something a little different. We're interviewing David Younger, who is an author of a new book on theme park design. He is going to be talking with us about, about creating a whole new world. What goes into designing a Disney theme park, and also what did the Imagineers do when they started to design Epcot, which was the very first Disney park that didn't have a castle sitting in the middle of it? So that was a whole completely different way of thinking for them. And finally, he's also going to talk about why is Disneyland the first theme park and not Knott's Berry Farm, as they like to claim. And he'll also have advice for our young Mouseketeers who think they might want to be a theme park designer someday. So that's what you have to look forward to each Friday in January on Connecting with Walt.
Very cool. And just a reminder, we have another a brand new podcast that's out this year called Dreams Unlimited Travel Podcast that is going up on Mondays. And of course, Tuesdays is the live Orlando show that is at 10 a.m. Pacific every Tuesday. Wednesdays live at 10 a.m. Pacific is The Trip with Jenny Lynn Knott, Teresa Eccles, and new this year, Jackie Daly.
That's so cool that Jackie's joining the team. She has a lot of...
Gailey, sorry. And that goes up... that's all about different parts of trip planning. And, of course, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific is the Universal edition of This Unplugged. So, a full week of programming, which is kind of cool. Any other housekeeping? I'm sure there's a lot out there.
Did we ever bring up that over in Disney California Adventure in the Hollywood studio area, they have costumes from Once Upon a Time on display in the windows?
No.
Those have been there,
Nice.
haven't
Have they? I only just noticed them now.
They're kind of hidden,
I hadn't noticed
right?
them.
They're like the far left, or are they?
Yeah, they're far down the block,
Yeah.
near a window that is displaying, pet supplies
Right.
and all that. So if folks haven't seen that, anyway, there's some beautiful costumes. So
Which ones?
They have one from the Evil Queen. I couldn't tell you which one.
That's okay.
And
There's only one evil queen.
I know. I mean which costume it is.
Oh, sorry.
And then I know they have one that Emma has worn, and then they have. I'm trying to remember if it's one of the male characters' costumes, but I'm almost positive all three are gowns. So,
Well, fun.
Anyway, so they're very nice, and it's amazing how elaborate they are.
Oh my god, they have probably one of the larger costume budgets on television today, and Eduardo Castro.
Because they spend nothing on
amazing.
sets; it's all digital.
Well, yeah. But they do a pretty good job for acting in digital.
Yeah.
And when I did think about, I was thinking back on our Best of 2015 show. We talked about merchandise. There's some new merchandise lines for men that I forgot I really got into last year. The Harvey wallets.
Yeah,
I
you
really
said
like
that.
those. Did I say that? And
Yeah, multiple times.
Okay. And the 20,
He really likes them.
and the 28th and Main clothing line. For men, really nice. They're actually, it's the clothing line for discerning gentlemen.
Yes.
And they some really nice shirts, collared shirts, as well as their T-shirts, and then they have other items also.
They don't even look Disney. It's got that lion logo on it, which is kind of cool.
Right, that's from Walt Disney's family crest.
Mm-hmm.
And then on some of them, they do have a facsimile of Walt Disney's signature, somewhere on the shirt. But it's not.
Walt, sign my shirt. Sign my shirt.
Yeah, but and Rob asked in the Chatterati. Yes, the 28th and Main is available in all the North American parks. I think I've seen them everywhere. So,
Tony is not here today, but good news for him. Panera opens tomorrow.
Yay!
Oh,
right across from the Disneyland Resort in front of the Fairfield Inn there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep, it opens Monday the 11th at 5 a.m. So you can get your pastry for breakfast and head to the Disneyland Resort. Not at 5 a.m., but so that's kind of cool. Finally,
they have good soups and salads and sandwiches there too. Yeah. So
that's very cool. Any other housekeeping? We're only 20 minutes in. Come on.
Yeah. Well, it was busy in the parks. I was there Friday, to get that Latin. I think between Tom, Michael, and me, I think we hit everything that was closing. I went on Aladdin. Did you guys do Aladdin this weekend?
Soarin' is closed, but we talked about that already.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, Soarin' is closed, for a little bit, but it's like closed and then open, closed, and they're like programming it during the week and then having it open on the weekends, so.
Yeah, it's going down and up and down and up.
I have had an opportunity to now compare both Star Wars launch bays, the one here and the one in Disney Hollywood Studios. The one in Hollywood Studios, it has a lot of the similar things we have, but they have a lot of the little tchotchke stuff on display. Some of the smaller items that are used in the films or facsimiles thereof. We have more of the models of the ships than they do. They both have Rey's land speeder on display, but I want to think
that thing is so ugly.
Well, it's a hybrid. I want to think. I want to say though that they have another larger model than we do, but for some reason I found ours more interesting. So I think just because I liked all the ship models and stuff. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same.
And they wouldn't have a Marvel section upstairs like we do, right? Because of the contracts with Universal. Yeah. Okay.
There's no Marvel there.
Okay.
Very cool.
There's no upstairs.
There's no upstairs.
There. Okay.
Yesterday, we were in the parks and we're in Town Square, and Chrissy's like, let's watch the flag retreat. I've never seen the flag retreat. I'm like, well, flag retreat isn't for another hour. Let's come back. So we went and did something. Then we came back for the flag retreat. And it was Saturday, so, the Disneyland band was around. The Dapper Dans were around. So we find a seat and are promptly told by some of the veterans that are there on a daily basis that, oh, you can't sit there. They're going to move that bench. Okay. So we found another spot. And then it started drizzling. Not raining, not even drizzling, just misting a little bit. And right before, 3:44, right before it started, they came out and took the band director's box and took it backstage. And so they canceled the band, they canceled the Dapper Dans. And I'm like, okay, we'll get, the pre-recorded version of the flag retreat. What we got was a song while the three security people came in. We got the Star Spangled Banner, and we got the Stars and Stripes Forever as they folded the flag, or as they marched out again, and that was it. So, Christy has still never seen the flag retreat.
I guess not. That's a very abbreviated version of it.
It was weird.
We were over at the Big Thunder Barbecue at the same exact time, and cast members immediately warned all of us that if it starts raining, they're shutting down. Wow. And they said they've already had to shut down 3 days. Because of rain. Yeah. But we saw, at Disney World, they have what they call the rainy day cavalcade that they run when it rains for a parade.
Right.
We saw the rainy day cavalcade of Disneyland Forever. Because we waited and waited and waited. And then because of high winds, now you didn't feel any wind in the park, but I guess it was up there.
Upper elevations. Yes.
What they do, and they say, this is a special light show just for you. And I thought, oh yeah, right. And then what they do is they show the very beginning, just the castle display, projections of Walt Disney, and then they play the very last segment, when it's with the song and all the little castle, all the little castle lights and all that.
So they do the projection stuff.
Right. And it lasts maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And
up and down Main Street or just on the castle?
We were right in front of the castle, so I don't know.
Okay.
I would hope it was everywhere.
Right.
And then they showed, and then Peter Pan says, "Just think, all this is
right.
yours forever," and that was it.
Spoiler alert. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Dina says they also do it at Small World.
Okay.
So I would think they do it on Main Street. So
interesting. Okay, so they thought ahead. So
yeah, just cool. For us.
Yes, just especially for you, because they knew you were in the parks.
Yes.
It's just like a little poof.
All right. Any other housekeeping? Good. Okay, cool. We went to PCH Grill last night.
How was it?
It was okay. The food is still good. The tri-tip was good. Little undercooked, but still good. The ribs were good. Price has gone up a little bit. It was $27.99 for adults, $13.99 for kids. So not bad. They got rid of the specialty pizzas. Before you could order, there was a goat cheese and fig pizza.
Oh, yeah.
They would bring to the table. They don't do that anymore. But they will still do the pizzas for the kids. Where they
make your own pizzas?
Pizza. So
can they make a goat cheese and fig pizza?
No.
Oh.
In fact, you've met my son, right?
That was good.
Uh-huh, Wesley.
Yes. So Wesley
the
was
culinary expert.
Wesley was infatuated with the liquid chocolate and the marshmallows and the graham crackers, and wanted to put that on a pizza.
Wow, he's ahead of his time.
They would not allow it.
Aw.
Yeah, I know.
And they're charging you more.
I know, right?
Yeah.
They claimed cross-contamination.
Oh,
They didn't want that. So, let's head over to news. There was a small fire today at the PCH Grill where an exhaust vent in the pizza oven caught fire.
Probably because somebody put in some more pizza.
Marshmallows.
They crossed the food.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah, they did the cross.
They did, yeah.
But somebody didn't listen. They put chocolate on the pizza.
Mm-hmm. The blaze broke out just before noon today. Put out in 20 minutes. I'm sure they just threw some, I don't know, marshmallows on it or something. Traffic in the area was affected for about 45 minutes, I guess, because of all the fire trucks and things. But
I think they evacuated the hotel too,
did they really?
didn't they?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Jeez. Of course, there wasn't any danger. It was just the pizza oven, and so yeah. I guess my son had premonition or something.
There you go.
All right, continuing with the news. The Disney Parks blog has announced that they have found a new forever home on a farm in Murrieta? Okay, California, for the Big Thunder Ranch petting zoo's goats, sheep, and donkeys. So that's kind of cool. The farm is already the home of several retired goats. So, and I guess these are really retired goats. They didn't just never mind. I'm not.
It's not the proverbial farm.
Farm, yes, exactly. Thank you. Yes.
They're put out to pasture. Maybe they, produce a little milk here and there.
They're stud goats, probably.
Yes.
Maybe they're and maybe they're into cheese production now.
Yes, some goat cheese and fig pizza. Circling back.
See, it all ties in together, doesn't it all? It's my job here.
That's circle of life.
Okay.
I have to make up for Tony's absence.
Mark in the chat room has the idea, has figured it all out. They got rid of the goat cheese and fig pizza because the resort no longer has the goats.
Ah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Nice.
You guys, we talked about the rain this week. Wet weather caused closure of both Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California.
Mean.
And Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California. They were both closed Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. So they were closed 2 days in a row. Of course, it didn't affect Disneyland. Well, it affected Disneyland, but not as far as closing. It did not affect Universal Studios Hollywood. So, all right, we have talked a lot, and so that is the news. Time for rapid fires. let's start with Mary Jo.
Okay, I do have a couple, but they'll go quickly.
Yep.
The Southern California special resident tickets are back. And so they're offering the 2-day, 1 park per day ticket is $149. And then if you want park hopper tickets, it's an additional $40 to $189. Then they also have the 3-day, 1 park per day ticket with Magic Morning. That's $179. And the 3-day park hopper ticket with Magic Morning, $219. And these tickets are available now through May 26th. They won't be used or not accepted from March 20th through April 2nd, which is the spring break week. And you can buy the tickets up through May 19th. So, for any of the Southern California residents, and when you go online to purchase them, whether you do it through the Disney website or through local companies, they're going to ask for your zip code, and then that will establish whether you can buy the tickets or not. So we have that. Say that again?
I can't.
You're not. You have to live in Southern California.
I'm close.
You're like almost on the borderline.
You could rent a room at our house.
Visalia, California, which is just half hour, 40 minutes south of us is. So that's about the dividing line.
Ooh, and that's close to Sequoia. So
and you're not making your wife drive a half an hour to go to work.
No. I was reading that you get the Magic Morning Hour if you buy online, but not if you buy in person. Is that correct?
That's been my experience. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. Does anybody in the chat room, have you purchased them? That's been my experience, is you have to get them online to get that.
Magic Morning.
Mm-hmm, to get the Magic Morning.
All right, very cool. And you have something else for us?
I do. I just wanted to add also that the 1 park per day, sorry I didn't add this earlier, the 1 park per day tickets, they're not valid for visits to both theme parks. So you can't get the 2-day, 1 park per day ticket and then go to Disneyland and then the same day go to California Adventure. You do have to use them on 2 separate days.
Or you could go to Disneyland twice too, right?
Well, as long as you get your hands down.
Yep. No. You could go.
Oh, you mean, you can. Yeah, but why would you want to do that? There's so much to do at California Adventure.
No, there's not.
There is if you go to the Trattoria and
drink
a
few glasses of wine and spin around on your chair. Yes, you're right, Mary Jo.
Yeah, and experience the expanded Cove Bar. Did anybody go there before we move on?
No, but I know someone who was supposed to go with us who didn't.
Oh, Tom.
Not me.
Shame on you.
No, it wasn't Tom.
That wasn't me. Not this time.
I'm shaming him because I can.
But we got to go to Carnation Cafe, and that was fun.
Carnation Cafe was nice.
Yes. There's some breaking news we've seen thanks to Musketeer Rob. Inside Out has won the Golden Globe for Best Animated Film.
Yay.
Yay. I did see that.
Cool. I should see that.
Oh, gosh, if you haven't seen it, Tom, get it. It's
never seen Inside Out?
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's good.
But on to my next rapid fire, which will probably be more rapid. Since the several attractions are going to be closed, what Disneyland is going to do... I know. I'm sorry to break it to you.
So what Disneyland's going to do is reduce the price of the passes, right?
Well, and then we woke up. Disneyland doesn't think the way we think.
No.
Disneyland says, you know what? Let's charge more. And then everybody goes, okay, now I have to pay this. I haven't heard too many people say I'm not going to pay. But what they're doing is the Disneyland Railroad is going to have 2 trains, one at the Main Street station and one at the New Orleans Square station. And they're going to have them stationed there with the engineers. I don't know if the conductors will be there, but the engineers will be there. And guests will be able to go up on the trains, have picture opportunities, ask the engineers about the trains, and kind of get up close and personal on the trains. So I think that's nice that they're doing that.
So Mary Jo's going to get up close and personal with the conductors and engineers.
I am. I'm going to find those hidden Mickeys because I heard that there's hidden Mickeys on those trains, and I'm going to search. I'm going to Periscope it. And then the Jungle Cruise is also going to be going down for refurbishment. And while they do that, the skippers are going to be sharing their own talks and tales of their adventures working at the jungle navigation companies. So guests can go up and talk to the skippers, and again, more photo opportunities. And I expect that that'll be very entertaining, knowing how they are.
You know what I wish the skippers would do? Remember 2 D23s ago, expos ago, remember they had that little sort of game with it was sort of with the skippers, where if you told stories or you would get a little juju, a little prize, or if you or they'd send you like on a little scavenger hunt for things. It's too bad they couldn't incorporate that. With the Jungle Cruise skippers. They brought it back briefly, and they are doing.
I remember something like that in Adventureland, but that would be really nice.
Yeah, because it would make it a little more interactive. They do have a scavenger hunt in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World that's similar to those little sorcerer cards that they give out. People walk around and do that game.
They used to have one at Disneyland too. Remember the VMK experience?
Uh-huh.
And they had these VMK cards all over, and you used to go on different attractions and go to different spots.
Yeah.
And I didn't even play VMK, and I got caught up in that. That was a lot of fun. But to finish up this not so rapid fire, they will also be offering the same type of experiences for the Mark Twain and the sailing ship Columbia, where we will be able to go and talk to the skippers over there. You won't be able to steer it, but you'll be able to look at it, especially the Columbia ship. If you guys have not been down below, it's almost like a museum. You could see how they lived on these small ships that they would sail around, and see what their bunks were like and how they cooked and lived in them. So I highly encourage people to go on and check it out when it's there. Okay, I'm done.
Very cool. Thank you, Mary Jo. All right, I will go next on Not to Be Outdone. I have 3 rapid fires. They're all related. They're all about buses. So beginning sometime in January, Tres Estrellas de Oro. How was that? Is that okay?
Very nice.
Okay.
Well, it's not guacamole. But
no, it's not. We'll begin offering 8 low-cost daily trips to Tijuana and 1 daily trip to Guadalajara out of, get this, our beautiful Arctic station. One-way tickets to the bus station in TJ will run you $22, and a ride to the airport in Tijuana will set you back $32. A one-way trip to Guadalajara will cost $180. Tres Estrellas signed a 5-year lease to use the Arctic station, so that's kind of cool that they're adding more and more things to Arctic. All right, number 2. Have you heard of Lux Bus?
No.
So, not sure how long this has been going on, but I discovered this a couple weeks ago, and it may have been there a while, but Lux Bus America operates a terminal at Garden Walk. I know, right? So, Lux Bus will take you to Las Vegas, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, or Legoland. And they also offer a 10-hour Best of Los Angeles tour that includes LA, Hollywood, and the beaches. So you can walk over to Garden Walk and hop a bus to Universal.
That's nice.
That is really cool.
They offer, on their website, they offer either transportation only, or they offer transportation and ticket. At this point, you might want to just do the transportation only because the new system with the ticket pricing, and I believe round trip to any of the Universal, SeaWorld, or Legoland was $30. So that's kind of cool that you can not have to worry about doing the metro or anything like that. It just takes you directly to Universal. So
yeah, it's a nice alternative.
Yeah, I think I may try it, test it out just to see how well it works. All right, and in a related number 3, Lux Bus, I discovered, also works with the Citadel outlets. So you
really
4 times a day. they have pickups from 7 different Anaheim area hotels that go to the Citadel outlets in Commerce. Cost is $8 each way. And the hotels that participate in this order, so they start at the Howard Johnson's, then they go to the Paradise Pier, the Annabella, the Sheraton Park, the Hyatt Regency, the Red Lion, then the Best Western Park Place Inn, and then they go to the outlets. So you want to be at the end of that list if you want to use this, but because it's the same bus that makes the whole tour. So $16 round trip, and you can go shopping at the outlets and buy some Crocs. Sorry for my.
If there's any left.
If there's any left, we only buy like a dozen pair. That was a good deal. So those are my bus-related rapid fires. Luella.
Well, this is really exciting. Knott's Berry Farm is having a Knott's Berry Farm for the Cure. So now through March 18, Knott's Berry Farm and the Susan G. Komen Orange County Foundation, they're working together to raise a little bit more money for breast cancer awareness. And so they're offering a pink ticket as well as commemorative Knott's for the Cure t-shirts. So this is really great because usually a lot of things that happen for breast cancer waits till October, but now we can continue to support breast cancer. And this ticket is a wonderful deal. It's $40. And it's valid from January 4 up until April 1. Not valid for any special or private events. But it's $40 for both the regular ticket as well as the junior or senior tickets. So portion of the proceeds will go to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. And then if you want, you can also support by buying a T-shirt. So something to think about, and you can just check the website. Also, Starbucks is coming to the Knott's Marketplace in March. It's going to replace the Dryer's Ice Cream Shop over there at Knott's. And lastly, while there's construction continuing at the Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner Restaurant, the Chicken To Go counter is going to temporarily move to the former cable car kitchen location, which is right next door. And which
is also what the former Pink's, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's really just across the way. You would park in the same location. And we buy the to-go chicken all the time. Take it home. It tastes exactly like sitting in the restaurant. So it's just another great way to still eat your favorite chicken despite the construction that's going on.
And if I remember correctly, they're still using the kitchen in the to-go the old to-go store and just taking it over to the other storefront. So they're not using the cable car kitchen.
Oh, that's good.
And when did that close, by the way? Does anybody know? That was the sandwich shop, the new sandwich shop, right?
That's right. Yeah, I'm not sure. It seems ever changing.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Michael.
Well, you might remember a few weeks ago I talked about how the Walt Disney Studios Archives has restored Walt Disney's original office with some original artifacts and some recreated artifacts. And then D23 said, hey, you know what? This is going to be part of a tour, so you can be able to see it. And we all foolish Disney fans, we thought it was going to be added to an existing D23 Walt Disney Studio tour. But guess what? We know people who already went on the studio tour after the office was open, and they were told, well, the office isn't quite ready yet, so we can't take you on the tour. And I thought this was very suspect. And then lo and behold, there's a new D23 tour, behind the scenes experience, Walt Disney's Office Suite. So the first one is already sold out, and that was for Friday, January 29th. But they describe this as that you get to tour Walt Disney's newly restored office suite on the Walt Disney Studios lot in Burbank and attend a special presentation by the Disney Photo Library team. And then the event concludes with a delicious 3-course meal at the Tam O'Shanter. And it begins, the experience will begin at 2 p.m. at the Walt Disney Studio, and then the meal begins at 6 p.m. at the Tam O'Shanter restaurant. So, the nice thing is that you get to offer, not only do you get to see Walt's office, but you get a behind-the-scenes glimpse of the archive's efforts to digitize its vast collection of photography. And that'll be presented to you by Disney Photo Library archivists. And then also you will get a one-of-a-kind exclusive gift created just for you, as well as one-of-a-kind just for you. And
wait, how many people are on this tour?
30 of your closest friends who are on the tour.
So 30 of a kind.
Okay. I don't know who else is going to be on there. And then you also have time to shop at the Disney Studio Tour. And then you'll get to eat at the Tam O'Shanter, which a lot of the Walt Disney Studio staff, animators, and Walt Disney himself would go to the Tam O'Shanter. And you have to provide your own transportation from the Disney Studios to the Tam O'Shanter.
That was my next question.
Yeah. And they will provide, though, complimentary valet parking. So, that's very exciting, isn't it? Now, so like I said, the January 29th one is sold out. However, this tour will also take place on April 9th, June 25th, and November 19th. So you want to keep an eye out on the D23 website, d23.com, on the events section to see when these announcements come up. Another look, so now let's say that, wow, this is something you really want to do, is to see the office. Oh, and Carol told me how much it was, but they've taken down the price now. I think that tour was around $245, but I'm not sure.
Dinner, right?
It does. It includes dinner.
$200 to go see Walt's office?
Yeah, and see the photo archives and get an exclusive gift. Yeah, that must be cool. I mean,
yeah, it's about $10.
And then eat at the Tam O'Shanter.
After Chinese production.
But the experience is priceless. Anyway, so let's say now that you want to become a gold member in D23. You get a very cool gold member gift, and actually it relates right back to the Office of Walt. What it's going to be is recreations of items from Walt's office. If you become a D23 Gold member from January 1st through December 31st, 2016, you get a Walt Disney cartoonist envelope from 1921, a Laugh-O-Gram Films Incorporated business card from 1923. Remember, these are all recreations. The Ocean Hop poster art from 1927, which was a poster from of Oswald the Rabbit. So, and this one salutes American air ace Charles Lindbergh. And Everything OK telegram from 1928. This, of course, is the famous telegram that Walt sent to his brother Roy after Walt learned that they did not own the rights to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and that Universal Studios had basically hired away all of their staff. And then, of course, we all know that Walt created Mickey Mouse on that train ride back to Los Angeles. You get the Disney Hyperion Studio letterhead from 1923. Minnie's Yoo-Hoo sheet music from 1930. This was the official club song of the original Mickey Mouse clubs that were in movie theaters. And one of the creators of the music was Walt Disney. Walt and Lillian Disney's Christmas card from 1931, 3 years after the debut of Mickey Mouse. And it's really a cute little picture on there. And that this started sort of the long tradition of illustrated studio cards. A Silly Symphonies film industry trade ad from 1932. And a publicity photograph of Walt from 1938 for a radio show. The staff handbook organizational chart at 1943. And if we've seen recreations of this where it has this organizational chart with the direct line of everybody reporting up to Walt Disney. So, the memory book sketched by Walt Disney in 1944 and is something that he sketched for people for a special dinner at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. A London train shop receipt, 1949. This is when Walt was in London and he bought his first steam engine for his backyard. And the thing is, Harper Goff was also in the shop trying to buy the same steam engine. Of course, Walt succeeded in buying the train, but Harper Goff got a job that made him a Disney legend, for he helped design Disneyland. And of course, Harper got the last laugh. The train Walt purchased was damaged, being shipped back to the United States, and it never worked. Walt Disney fan card of Walt from 1954, Walt Disney Mickey Mouse Club notes in 1954, invitation to the 30th anniversary party that Walt and Lillian held 4 days before Disneyland opened in the Golden Horseshoe Saloon, a Disney press review pass, an interoffice memo to Ward Kimball, talking about the trains, Walt Disney's autograph from 1958. This is a facsimile of the little cards he would carry with him to give out to people in the parks. We saw that in Saving Mr. Banks. He did that. It's a Small World note card from 1964. And, of course, it was done by Mary Blair. Some promotional materials for Mary Poppins from 64. Postcard of the interior of Walt's plane, the Grumman Gulfstream 1, in 1964. This is what Walt rode in to go back and forth between California and Florida. A Walt Disney production pass to the studio in 1966. And finally, Walt's notes on the famous Epcot film script from 1966. It was not broadcast until 2 months after Walt Disney had passed away. So there are some really cool things here if you want to become a D23 Gold member.
Do you know if that's good for renewals too, or just new members?
No, it's good. It's good for renewals. Need not apply?
No, it's good for renewals.
It's renewals. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
It's if you join or renew from January 1st through December 31st.
Very cool.
Awesome. I have to see when I need to renew again.
Yeah, because for 2015 they recreated a small version of the portfolio that Roy of all the sketches, preliminary sketches for Disneyland that Roy Disney took back to the bankers in New York to get funding for Disneyland. And so that Herb Ryman helped draw. So that he did draw. So that's that was very cool. So it's nice that they're continuing that tradition of these historic gifts.
Very cool. Thank you, Michael. Nancy.
Okay, well, I got a couple things for you since I'm rounding out the day here. Let me start off with some updates coming out of Universal. As we know, they are ticking down on opening Harry Potter in the spring. But we have heard about 2 new things that are coming in 2016. The first, they're going to be kicking off Halloween Horror Nights with a permanent year-round walkthrough attraction. So they're building it opening it in time for Halloween Horror Nights. They are
Didn't they have one and they tore it down?
Right. This one's actually going to come in and go very close to where the old one was.
Okay.
And
that's the one that we were walking through like a tomb, right?
I think so. And it possibly looks like it's going to be themed to The Walking Dead. That isn't fully and officially confirmed, but that's what the rumor mill has it on right now. And then also, there's going to be a new dark ride coming. So, it's going to be, they don't know anything quite about it yet, but it's going to be themed to Universal's upcoming animated film, The Secret Life of Pets, which is coming out this summer. My kids are already bugging me about seeing it. And it's probably going to be in a new structure near the Transformers building on the lower lot. Probably in the same basic area where they, a year and a half ago tore down, Soundstage 28, which was the Phantom of the Opera soundstage. So the infamous haunted soundstage is no more. So it's probably going to come up around there somewhere. But yeah, they're looking, people were saying, oh, it'll probably go into Revenge of the Mummy. But that's apparently not the case. So, and then rumor has it, a stronger rumor has it that, Waterworld may be eventually coming to an end.
Whoa.
As a possible site for Diagon Alley.
Huh. That rumor's been around forever.
That rumor has been around forever, but it's being discussed even more lately.
How close is Waterworld to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter location?
Very close.
Close. Yeah. Very close.
So would they...
Like the back of Harry Potter probably backs up to Waterworld, right? Seems like
something like that. Yeah. I've got some pictures that I took from like the 22nd floor of the Sheraton, looking down onto the park. So I'd have to kind of take a look at the map now versus what's on Google Earth.
So I'm wondering if they would be able to do the Hogwarts Express attraction.
Well, and that's been a big thing. That's been a big thing they've been talking about. Would they run it out into the back lot and then bring it back? Or would they do it short but make you feel like you were going faster than you were? Mm-hmm. You know, there's all kinds of different, you know, little things they could do to try and work on that. So who knows? But more to come on that at a future date. But those are our latest rumors coming out of Universal. And then moving it more to a Disney aspect, Disney's El Cap Theater has listed out movie dates all the way through the summer. Reminding people still that there's still a couple special activities you can do with Star Wars while it's there through the end of the month. Still left on the 14th, the 21st, and 28th. They have their exclusive cosplay and cocktails event with Star Wars. It includes private viewing of the costume display, beer, wine, soft drinks, hors d'oeuvres, and a souvenir photograph for $40 plus the cost of your movie ticket. There's also the special Dave and Buster's experience now. Let me get over to that one. Dun, 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 dun.
They have a Dave & Buster's experience at El Capitan Theater?
Yes, because there is a Dave & Buster's, you know, basically across the street at Hollywood and Highland. Now, that's a relatively new Dave & Buster's. Like, it hasn't been there very long at all. Mm-hmm. You get... It's a $40 meal and movie ticket. It includes one reserved ticket to see Star Wars at the El Cap, popcorn and drinks sold separately. An entree at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood. Choose the entree on site from the Dave & Buster's Eat and Play menu. All meals come with unlimited soft drinks, iced tea, or milk. And then you get a $10 Dave & Buster's game card. So you want to call 818-845-3100 to book your meal and a movie ticket. Reservations are required. Tickets must be booked no later than 1 business day in advance. And age restrictions apply after 10 p.m. at Dave & Buster's. Because there is a 10:30 p.m. show at the El Capitan for the movie. So that is their exclusive offer there. And then to kind of keep you up to date as to what's coming in case you're planning a future vacation, Star Wars will close February 12th through the 15th for Valentine's Day. They are showing Lady and the Tramp on the big screen.
Oh, that'd be great.
It is. And you can purchase a Valentine dinner in the lower lounge in addition to a movie ticket. So, how romantic. And the Valentine's Day dinner, because it's slow coming up. Come on.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
I'm almost betting. You would think, but the internet at this house
I hope somebody's playing an accordion and singing too.
Right. Well, while she's doing that, going back to Universal, if you're thinking of going there, make sure you are on their email list. I got an email this week offering $10 off the annual pass. So instead of $109,
send that to me, please.
It's only good for this email address. It says,
dang.
Yeah. So it's $99 instead of $109 for the standard annual pass. So just keep an eye on that if you are planning a trip to Universal. Get on their mailing list and Or email
Okay.
us, sorry.
I got excited for a second. It is a candlelight dinner and it's catered by Michelli's in Hollywood. And Michelli's is actually a really good little Italian restaurant that's actually right off of Barham and Cahuenga. So it's right there off the intersection of the cut through from, it's very close to Universal Studios. So if you're ever in that neighborhood, Michelli's is a really good restaurant. Guests must purchase both a movie ticket and dinner ticket to attend that event. So that's good to know. Then we move in March 4th, to April 10th is Zootopia. And that features our favorite Ginny Goodwin as Officer Judy Hopps. And if you guys haven't seen some of the cute previews for that recently, you should definitely check that out. And they are having Meet Judy Hopps events. So that's going to be the big thing. I guess it's either a stage or a photo experience with Judy Hopps afterwards. Then April 15th to May 1st, The Jungle Book in Dolby Atmos sound and Dolby Vision 3D laser projection. So this will be the new
live action
Jungle Book, yes.
I'm so waiting. I can hardly wait till that comes out.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very skeptical of it, but everything I've seen, it looks great.
And then May 6th to May 22nd, Captain America Civil War. The movie you've all been waiting for, where everyone hopes that Captain America kicks Iron Man's butt, cranky pants.
I like Iron Man.
No, this is like this was a very divisive comic book series. When they brought out Civil War in the comics, it basically became the Tony Stark takes the side of the Registration Act, the Superpowers Registration Act, which eventually led to the death of Captain America in the comics.
Spoiler
no
alert.
wonder they're about to
Well, I
fight.
saw the trailer and it does look amazing.
It looks really good. Right?
It does. It looks fabulous. And of course it features the ever so sexy Sebastian Stan, who we can't, not mention. For you oncers, he was the Mad Hatter.
Very, very, very good looking.
But, yeah. He hasn't been able to come back because he's been too busy being Bucky Barnes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Bucky is the Mad Hatter?
Yes! You never put that together?
Character names. All right.
Comic book chat with Mary Jo and Nancy.
Yes, thank you. All right, are you done? Ma'am?
Yeah, that's pretty much as far as they go out. Cool. So it doesn't sound like there's a lot of exciting extras with some of the future movies, but, who knows?
Maybe they just haven't announced them yet.
This is just a big thing. This is the first time they've done a partnership with, like, Dave & Buster's, with, like, a company like Dave & Buster's for the movies. So that tells me that they're, trying to work. And Michelli's, they're catering in, some of their special events. So kind of sounds like they're trying to play with some different guest experiences at the LK.
Very cool. All right. Thank you, Nancy.
Okie doke.
All right. Forgot to remind y'all, if you want to get a hold of us, you can email us at dlpodcast@wdwinfo.com. And, of course, links to anything we talk about, plus links to all of our other family of shows, is at www.disunplug.com. Thank you all for joining us. For those listening live on Mixlr, stick around for Mary Jo's talk about the beaches of... Continuing to talk about the beaches of Southern California.
With Thor.
With Thor,
as our special guest.
Yes.
To continue comic book chatter.
Woohoo!
All right, that is going to do it for this segment.
Spoiler alert.
Ooh, Aquaman. He's not Marvel. That is going to do it.
They're very diverse on that show.
Thank you. It's a crossover. That is going to do it for this segment of the Diz Unplugged. Be sure to catch all of our other Diz Unplugged family of shows this week. And, of course, we will be back again with you next week. Until then, remember, Disneyland is always more magical when it's shared. Thanks for listening.